Good evening, everyone. You look so beautiful, so beautiful. Quickly, my story begins like this. It was a regular day while living on Martha's Vineyard in 2023. I discovered a lump under my right arm while showering. Investigating further, in the mirror, there sat a huge golf ball sized lump protruding out of my chest. Despite having had annual mammograms for the past 20 years, it turned out, yes, that it was cancer. My life was reeling already from losing my college sweetheart, my husband of 20 years, to cancer. Our 3 adult sons and grandchildren had a difficult time wrapping their heads around losing their dad, and now had to contend with the possibility of losing their mom. The doctor's prognosis was sobering. I had stage 3 cancer, aggressively moving to stage 4. It was suggested that I get my affairs in order and to contact friends or family to find someone who could care for me. The cancer was so aggressive that I had to act, I called it expeditiously, but sometimes when you think you're acting expeditiously, it could be a move in haste, and you make sometimes not the best decisions. So I had to start, I decided to start chemotherapy, after that radiation, immunotherapy, everything, all an attempt to save my life, to eradicate this disease. And time was of the essence. When you get news of this magnitude, the lines between being expeditious and acting in haste becomes blurred. Being a native of Virginia and not of Massachusetts, I immediately put wheels in motion to relocate back to Virginia from Massachusetts, because Petersburg was my birthplace, only to discover that friends and relatives were not in a position to take care of me, either had moved away or some had passed away. So I ended up having to fly from Richmond Airport to Massachusetts every week for chemotherapy until I could rectify that position of my health care. A cancer affects so many aspects of life that it has a snowball effect. Family and friends that were able to help reached a point of exhausting their resources in helping me. And they reached a limit as to what they could do. But that was perfectly understandable. Bills were still due. Utility bills became insurmountable as I became more disabled. Bedridden and eventually in a wheelchair bound, hospital bills kept pouring in, automobile, mortgage, not to mention groceries. The local food bank from the city of Petersburg became one of my lifelines. It wasn't until I found myself sitting in the dark with no electricity, $500 of refrigerated food spoiled, water bill and loomed over me about to be turned off, and disconnection was imminent, of course. I was sitting on the couch, never having been late on my mortgage payment. It was then that I had to choose between facing homelessness and basic survival. By sheer chance and happenstance, a miracle happened. I stumbled across CBS 6 having a conversation with CancerLink about a bag event fundraiser. At first I thought this was just useless information, but I'm glad I didn't turn the channel. I had exhausted so many options and researched other resources only to find them referring me to contact other resources. But cancer leave did not disqualify me. In other words, I had an emergency situation. I was dealing with cancer, and man, oh man, cancer leave, they were a lifesaver because they answered questions I never knew to ask. I never had even heard of cancer leave. They're friendly social workers, their calming demeanor, and confident reassurances were like wind beneath my wings. First of all, they listened, and they did not try to throw money at the problem, because that's what I thought. More money would answer more bills, it would just answer everything if it were more money. But cancer leave showed me alternatives to problem solving. Cancer leave guided me to a special benevolent program offered by Dominion Energy that offers extensions to people like me who find themselves in the throes of chronic illness. Cancer leave provided me with resources to help me get my affairs in order, as I did not know that I would live beyond the year, and I did not have a will or a trust. Cancer leave provided that assistance at no cost. Cancer leave provided me with resources when I told you that I was facing homelessness, deciding whether I could eat, whether I could have my electricity on. I thank God for I just thank God for that miracle. Allow me time to recover, continue my treatments. These things I do not take for granted. So despite depleted funds, excruciating pain for me, fatigue, loss of my hair, my skin melting off from radiation, cancer leave was there with me every step of the way. I thank the Lord for healing me most of all. To God be the glory.
Amen.
I'm grateful to friends, family, healthcare specialists, skilled physicians, prayer warriors, inspiration and love, and for you showing up and participating and having fun, because you made cancer leave be able to help me. I don't know if